Good afternoon, distinguished guests and Ambassador Wolfgang Ischinger and Vartan Gregorian, President of Carnegie Corporation of New York, and I'm honored to participate in this year's Munich Security Conference. This conference's objectives would have resonated with our founder, Andrew Carnegie, and his aspirations to eradicate war, which he called the foulest blood that has ever disgraced the earth. That is why Andrew Carnegie established the Peace Palace at The Hague, as well as Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, Carnegie Corporation of New York, and several other institutions. Today, Governor Tom Kean, Chairman of the Board of Carnegie Corporation of New York, and Chairman of the 9/11 Commission, as well as our former board member, Senator Sam Nunn, founder and current co-chairman of the Nuclear Threat Initiative, join me to bestow upon Ambassador Wolfgang Ischinger the 2018 Nunn-Lugar-Award for promoting nuclear security. The award is a joint initiative between Carnegie Corporation and Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, and honors, and I quote, individuals or institutions whose work has resulted in clear, discernible progress towards strengthening global security and peaceful coexistence among nations by preventing the proliferation of nuclear weapons and reducing the risk of their use. Established in 2012, the inaugural award was given to Senators Sam Nunn and Richard Lugar, bipartisan pillars in the United States, who in 1992 were the primary sponsors on the Cooperative Threat Production Program, what's also is known as the Nunn-Lugar Program, which was the largest and most diverse and effective American effort addressing former Soviet Union weapons of mass destruction. Since 2012, the Nunn-Lugar Award recipients have been Lord Desmond Brown, former Secretary of State for Defense of United Kingdom, and Igor Ivanov, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of Russian Federation in 2015, and General Evgeny Maslin and Russia, and former US Secretary of Defense William Perry in 2016. This year, we're proud to honor Wolfgang Ischinger of Germany, who has done much for so long for international peace throughout his distinguished diplomatic career. He's both formidable and incredible visionary. Unfortunately, due to a scheduling conflict, Ambassador Bill Burns, President of Carnegie Endowment of International Peace, could not be here to join us, but sends his regards and congratulations. Governor Kean and Senator Nunn will now present Nunn-Lugar Award to Ambassador Ischinger.
A consummate statesman and peacemaker, Ambassador Wolfgang Ischinger's diplomatic career began in the early 1970s when he served in the cabinet of United Nations Secretary General Kurt Waldheim. But his interest in the world beyond Germany can be traced back a decade earlier when he left his small hometown in Germany for an even smaller town in Illinois in the United States as an American Field Service high school exchange student. The program was established to foster a culture of cooperation and understanding among peoples and nations. His life and career since then has epitomized this sentiment. In the decades to come, he would build on the early experience to make thoughtful, intelligent, and meaningful contributions, not only to his native country, but to the world at large. In 1975, after 2 years of service at the United Nations, Ambassador Ischinger entered the German Foreign Service and was posted to Washington and then Paris. From 1982 to 1990, he served in the cabinet of the Foreign Minister Hans-Dieter Genscher. In 1993, he was named Director of Policy Planning under Foreign Minister Klaus Kinkel. In 1995, he was appointed Director General for Political Affairs, and during his tenure, he was deeply involved in the Dayton Peace Agreement that ended the conflict in Bosnia, negotiations on the NATO-Russia Founding Act, and efforts to resolve the Kosovo crisis. Before becoming Germany's ambassador to the United States in 2001, Ambassador Ischinger was named Deputy Foreign Minister in 1998 representing Germany at that year's G8 and EU summit meetings in Cologne, Germany, and a 2000 review conference of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty at the United Nations. In 2006, he was appointed ambassador to London. In 2008, Ambassador Ischinger applied for his considerable talents to the private sector as global head of government relations at Alliance SE in Munich, and that year he also became chairman of the Munich Security Conference. Ambassador Ischinger has published widely on foreign security policy in German, in English, and in French. He's a member of various non-governmental organizations, boards, including the Atlantic Council, East-West Institute, European Council on Foreign Relations, International Crisis Group, German Institute for International and Security Affairs. Among his many honors and awards, he was made Commander of the French Legion of Honor and was a 2008 recipient of the Leo Beck Medal in recognition of his efforts in promoting tolerance and social justice. At this difficult time, when the world faces nuclear threats, regional upheavals, and increased international tensions, we are in great need of diplomats and dialogue. In this, Ambassador Ischinger is fulfilling a critical leadership role. In appreciation of his wide-ranging contributions to diplomacy and international cooperation and understanding in this nuclear era, his role as co-chair of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace, European Atlantic Security Initiative, and for his leadership of the Munich Security Conference, it is a great privilege to present Ambassador Wolfgang Ischinger with the 2018 Nunn-Lugar-Award for promoting nuclear security.
Well, Tom, Vartan, Sam, I'm speechless. It's a special honor and really an unexpected honor to receive the Nunn-Lugar-Award, named after two so distinguished and important pioneers and leaders of a world free of nuclear risks. You, Senator Nunn, and Senator Lugar, and I'm really proud to count both of you among those leaders in the Senate with whom I had opportunities early on in my career when I served in Washington as a junior diplomatic officer, and later, of course, as ambassador. It is a wonderful privilege for me to join what I consider a truly stellar group of former recipients of this award. And I want to stress that if I accept this award now, I accept it on behalf of my entire team of the Munich Security Conference as an encouragement for us to continue to highlight the various nuclear risks, threats, and dangers our world is and will continue to be facing. We will use the prize money to strengthen the work of the Munich Security Conference Foundation. And by the way, you know, nuclear policy and nuclear security is not only something for the nuclear haves to worry about, it's also something for the non-nuclear countries, like my own, to worry about. And that is actually the philosophy underlying the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty. Both the nuclear countries and the non-nuclear countries have obligations under this important treaty. I'm delighted to also to note that we have had already a number of side events during this conference on issues affecting nuclear strategy, nuclear security, nuclear arms control and disarmament. And I want to just remark that through the Euro-Atlantic Security Leadership Group, Sam, of which you are an important co-leader, we issued a statement on cyber threats to nuclear weapons and to nuclear security in the context of this conference this weekend. The work, in other words, continues. This next panel, which will follow our little ceremony here, will tackle some of the crucial questions that we're facing. What can be done to stop the erosion of some of the most important nuclear arms control treaties? What do nuclear modernization programs mean that we read about in the media, both in Russia, in the United States, and elsewhere? What is the future of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty if the nuclear haves, quote unquote, are not going to be able to live up to their commitment under that treaty? What are the lessons for the nuclear have-nots? Which kind of impact will new doctrines or new weapons types have on the likelihood of nuclear escalation? These are all critical questions, not only for us here in the context of the Munich Security Conference, but really for the future of humanity. I want to thank the Carnegie Corporation, you personally, Vartan, and to thank you, Governor Kean, and you, Sam, Senator Nunn, for promoting efforts to address these issues and to strengthen nuclear security and thus global peace. Thank you again, and I'm deeply honored to receive this award today. Thank you so much.
Bishop William Swing from California made a statement a year or so ago that caught my eye. He said, when a president of a nuclear nation puts his finger on the nuclear trigger, he is no longer president because he can kill millions or hundreds of millions of people. He has moved from being president to being God. We have 9 gods now and others with aspirations. And we have a cyber world where there are many who can intervene and make the world much more dangerous. Wolfgang Ischinger knows all of that, but more importantly, he does something about it, not just for this conference, but every single day and every single year. I've been called Nunn-Lugar enough to be able to say on behalf of Nunn and Lugar that Wolfgang, you richly deserve this award. Keep up the wonderful work. Thank you.